Hi, it's me again with Corel tips and tricks. Pretty stunning looking graphics. Really easy to do, and you can play around with it, make it your own. I started with a square, and I'm going to rotate it 45 degrees. Then I'm going to take that same square. I don't really need it, but I'm going to use it as a reference, and I'm going to move it down so far, holding down the control button. So then these things, you know what? You didn't have to. You could take here and go L or R, and they'll be in a line basically. Now take a 2-point line and go from that edge to the center. Go from that edge to the center. Go from that edge to the center. Then you can get rid of that second box. I would take your Smart Fill tool. I'm going to set it on a different color this time. And I'm going to fill in these 3 spots. Now I'm going to take the first one first. And I'm going to go to the Interactive Fill tool. And all I did was put a little black coming down toward it. So I'm going to just go like that and put a little black. You know, someday I ought to leave some white. Then I'm going to take these two, and this is personal preference. I went darker to the inside, so when we rotate it, it'll kind of be, kind of disappear into the bisque, I call it. Maybe that's, well, and anything you get will work. Now, I think you could probably copy this and be exactly, so copy attributes and put it there, and it did work. Now, let's group this together, and then I'm gonna move it over because I'm gonna make 2 of them. I didn't evidently hit Control D. We're gonna make it a little bit smaller, and then I'm gonna see that's what happens with Control D. That's why I use the plus sign a lot. Control D, double click on it and move it to the rotation to the center. And I'm going to rotate it 22.5 degrees and then Control D, all the way around. Now, in itself, it doesn't look that cool. But when we put a black box around it, it looks like this, so I'm going to order back a page. It looks like it goes to the inside. Now we need to take the red lines away. So I'm going to right click no outline, and it really looks good. So we'll leave that like it is. We'll take this one and we're going to change it. We're going to go to group and ungroup. I'm going to take away no fill. I'm going to draw some lines with my 2-point line. Go from node to node. And this has to be perfect. You don't want them off just a little bit. I'm going to take my Smart Fill tool again. Use that same color. But I'm going to go ahead and just use my Interactive Fill tool and go darkness up top. Bring this down so it goes all the way to the edge. Now, we can't really duplicate that with the attribute eyedropper, but what you can do is Control D, double click on your rotation and put it to the center, and then rotate it 90 degrees. 90 degrees. And then Control D. Whenever you kind of mess up, and I messed up because I must have jiggled it. Control D, 9. Well, I didn't move my center rotation. It has to be on that center. And somehow I'm a little bit off. Let's back up here. One of my lines must be off. Let me back up. That line looks real. That line looks good. And that line looks good. Maybe I jiggled something. Control D. Let's try rotating it before I interactive fill it. See if it matches up. 90 degrees. And it does. So this is why, you can't use the attribute eyedropper. I'll show you. Let's go interactive fill tool. Go up there, put a little darkness. Make it go all the way to the edge. And see what happens when you use the attribute eyedropper on this. Well, it worked on that side. Now what you can do, since we're this far already, you can select those two, Control D, holding down the two-sided arrow, holding down the control button, and put it up there. So it's either an inward or an outward item. Control G to group. We're going to use the transformation docker this time. So we're going to go to Windows, Dockers, Transform or Transformation. We're going to get the rotation, 22.5 degrees, and there's going to be 8 of them. No, excuse me, 16, but that's what I was thinking. 16, but we've already got one, so we need 15. There you go. Let's put this black dot. Now, as soon as I do that, you can see the red lines that we need to take away. I should have really done that prior, but this way, if you select it all in left click, no outline, that's pretty stunning. Maybe it's not as cool as I thought it was going to be. Control G to group, Control D to duplicate. Let's just play with it one more time. Try something with the twirl tool. Make our twirl tool about 20 inches. Let's make it 25. Well, make it 30. Get right in this, click on it, and then get right on the center. Once again, you'll never know what you get. It's not as nice, but it is different. Anyway, I hope that gave you a few ideas or so, and thank you for watching.